Muslims enjoined to increase faith in Allah for good fortunes and bounties. And injured persons in Thursday night road crash at Nyanya discharged from the hospital. A very good evening. Thank you for joining us on the 7 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity station. I am Abdullah Hajia. First, we begin from the religious scene. Tolerant, total reliance on Allah for good fortunes and bounties in life, Ustaz Salman Ibrahim Kalambi says, is highly fulfilling and spiritually enriching to the soul. The Utakun Esfat resident Imam stated this in his Jumat sermon, where he encourages worshippers to increase their faith in Allah. Yours sincerely covered that report. The Imam's scriptural references in the sermon rejuvenated the faith for the congregants, who were told to always increase their faith and reliance in Allah through religious and spiritual commitment.
Attending preaching, where they are preaching, when they are doing sama, where they are remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we should try to be going there and participate, so it will increase our faith. We should keep reciting Quran and we should go through the meaning of the Quranic verses, and we should try to digest it and implement it in our life. So when we are going through challenges in life, most of us, that is where our iman, our faith, usually goes down. We should rely on Allah. There's nothing Allah cannot do. If you don't have today, Allah can give you tomorrow. So don't lose hope in Allah.
While citing Allah's promise of trial upon believers, the cleric encourages worshippers to remain steadfast in their worship, as there will be relief after the test. Away from that, there is a new hope for the majority of about 24 million people with vision loss, as the federal government is finalizing plan with international partners to float a national vision care program in the country. President Bola Tinubu, who received the partners' big vision at the State House, promised a total support for the program. State House correspondent Musbah Wahab reports.
As a child, I was failing at school, and I was told I was clumsy, I was told I was lazy, I was told I didn't pay attention. And at the age of 12, I was taken for an eye test and found to have very poor eyesight. When they first put on the pair of glasses, they were shocked at how poor my sight was. I was shocked. I could see leaves for the first time on trees. My life completely changed. 2 weeks later, I received my first pair of free glasses on the National Health Service. I saw stars clearly for the first time. My grades all improved, and the trajectory of my life completely changed.
What he calls a cheap intervention gave him a costly opportunity to regain his sight. Professor Basiros had a second chance not only for his sight, but also the vision to unlock his potential.
Some parents might not pay attention to your story, but I do, and I am touched.
It is a meeting of two visionaries with track records in vision care. Thousands of people benefited from the Jigi Bola an eye care program he initiated 22 years ago as Lagos State Governor. President Tinubu is now ready to support this project on a national scale.
I am in support. I will encourage the mobilization of fund and commitment to see this through, to reach our vulnerable and the children in our schools.
There is a share of a renewed hope in sight to improve the sight of 90% of those 24 million Nigerians with vision loss and about 1.3 million more with total blindness.
And ultimately the hope is that for children like me, whose opportunities change dramatically, all of the children in Nigeria will have their best opportunity to learn. for all of those who are in the working generation, that they have the best opportunity to earn and provide, and for those in the older age to be well and thrive as they get older. And so we believe if the health budget, if only 1% of it was towards eye health, we could eliminate avoidable blindness in Nigeria within a decade.
It is almost a sealed arrangement with a policy document to incorporate the program now in place.
The vision is to make eye care available, accessible, affordable to every Nigerian, so that their potential is not, no one should have their potential minimized because they don't have access to interventions that can be delivered to them. And the President is very committed to improve the welfare of Nigerians today, but also the future of this country, our young ones, women, and also who are vulnerable and marginal in society.
The National Eye Health Program under the Ministry of Health is now expected to work out the pilot program, which is built to commence just this year. From the State House, Muspal and Wahab, NT News.
President Bola Tinubu on Friday approved the appointment of Khalil Suleiman Halilu as the new Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI. By this appointment, Khalil Suleiman Halilu will serve for an initial term of 5 years, in accordance with the relevant sections of NASENI Act 2014. Mr. Halilu 32 is expected to bring his significant experience as an innovator and technology expert to bear in this important new national assignment. The tenure of Dr. Bashir Gwandu as EVC and CEO of NASENI is hereby terminated. By the directive of the President, this appointment takes immediate effect. Now, moving on, President Bola Tinubu has tasked the United Nations to be more practical in supporting Nigeria in the fight against terrorism. In view of the rippling effects of global peace, displacements of people, and rising poverty, President Tinubu stated this in audience with the Under-Secretary General of the United Nations Office on Counter-Terrorism, Mr. Vladimir Voronkov, at the State House. President Tinubu noted that terrorism had consistently reversed the gains on development and increased instability in families and communities, but that United Nations cooperation in dealing with it had always been consistent and whimsical in the developing world context. President Tinubu noted that in going forward, global peace and prosperity will demand the swift and comprehensive provision of the right answers to the challenges posed by insurgencies in parts of the world which threaten universal stability. Meanwhile, while commending Nigeria's contributions towards global counterterrorism efforts, the Under-Secretary General noted that Nigeria already had a framework on prevention, mitigation, and reconciliation, commending the efforts taken so far in tackling terrorism. The Nigerian Labour Congress has declared 2 days warning strike beginning from 5th to 6th September 2023 over unmet demands. Presidents of the NLC, Joseph Ajaero, made the declaration before newsmen after a meeting of the National Executive Council held Thursday night. The organized labor laments delay in implementation of its reached agreement with governments over provision of social safety nets to Nigerians, invasion of the National Secretariat of the NURTW by suspected policemen, and intimidation of workers in Imo and Abia states, as well as the aviation sector. The NLC also raised concern over demolition of structures in Abuja, asking the government to consider resettlement of the affected communities who were mostly poor before embarking on such action. Three persons injured following the multiple crash at Nyanya Expressway Thursday night have been discharged from the emergency ward of Asokro District Hospital, Abuja. Correspondent Cecilia Julius reports.
Late hours of Thursday evening, 3 survivors of the Nyanya Maraba Road accident were brought into the Accident and Emergency Unit of the Asokoro District Hospital as they bear various degrees of injuries and physical trauma as a result of the shock after the accident. Medical personnel were on hand to administer treatment, after which they were all discharged to go home early hours of Friday morning. Meanwhile, FRSC Corps Marshal Dauda Biu commiserates with the FRSC and family of the tow truck driver, a personnel of the Corps who died while removing the wreckage. Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
The Joint Task Team has impounded and crushed on no fewer than 400 commercial motorcycles over traffic violations in the nation's capital, Abuja. Hawagimba reports.
The tax team raided Paduma 2, Asokoro Extension, Galadima Primary School, Gudu Market, Kabusa Junction, and Apple Mechanic areas, after which motorcycles violating traffic regulations were impounded. The FCT Commissioner of Police, Garba Haruna, says the exercise is a sign that the law on the ban of motorcycle operation within the city center is still in force.
We are about to witness today is to show a kind of a signal, send signal to the Okada riders that the city center is not an area for them to operate. There are designated areas for them to operate. That is the suburb of the FCT.
On his part, the director, FCT Directorate of Road Traffic Services, Abdulatif Bello, says the new Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, has given the Directorate a marching order to ensure commercial motorcyclists and keke napep operators are off Abuja roads.
Lessons that we believe the public should take from this exercise is that there is going to be a zero tolerance to the activities of motorcycles in the Federal Capital City.
The only thing is that since they will not want to cooperate, the exercise will continue until we get what we equally want and what the government wants.
Not condone the activities of other riders within the city center. They have given them areas of operation, which is the suburb of the FCT.
He explained that despite the fact that the DRTS has been working hard to sustain the ban on Okada riders within Abuja metropolis since it was put in place in 2006, the operators keep returning to the roads. The FCT administration has since declared zero tolerance to illegal activities and promised to ensure the effort is being sustained to ensure sanity in the city. Hawagimba, NTA News.
The National Association of the Blind has concluded its 4-day conference with far-reaching decisions on issues ranging from inclusiveness, marginalization, and education of the blind, topping deliberations. Aisha Abdullahi reports that a communique was presented after the conference.
This is the Nigerian Association of the Blind North Central Zone Youth Conference. The program, which ran through from 16th to 19th August 2023, highlighted common challenges faced by visually impaired persons in Nigeria and provided solutions on the matters arising, with the association appealing that the federal government and other relevant stakeholders come up with policies that will directly impact on the lives of the visually impaired and help the blind tackle difficulties confronting them. They recalled the hardship being faced as a result of their disability and solicited for provisional assistive devices such as smartphones, braille machines, as well as ICT training skills for the visually impaired, as they believe this will enhance education and improve economic life. The association called for the full implementation of the Disability Act of 2019. They also agreed that the involvement of government and stakeholders in organizing sporting activities, and promoting full potentials of the visually impaired in the entertainment industries, and valuable provisions will go a long way to harness their potential. The theme of the conference is A Chance to Prove My Worth. Aisha Abdullahi, NTA News.
There is hope that Nigeria will soon have a pool of chess and swimming athletes to compete in any championships, as no fewer than 50 kids and young adults have participated in summer sporting camps in Abuja. Gideon Yohana reports that the extracurricular activities were thought to boost their cognitive thinking, self-confidence, and physical and mental alertness.
These kids are the latest chess and swimming players just graduating from the camp of Tech Club in Abuja. They undergone a series of training aimed at preparing them for the future tasks. While chess players were taught how to be patient, study the opponent moves before any movement, the future swimmers were guided on how to position their hands and legs when they are inside water.
We give a holistic approach to education where we combine fun and learning. So we're teaching them outside the classroom. Chess, for instance, strategic thinking, quality assurance. I mean, I can name them.
Lots of fun activities to round up the week's camping. The kids say they can't wait to start flying the country flag in sporting activity.
I improved in my chess and my swimming. I don't normally know how to swim much. And the emotional intelligence class was enlightening, to say the least.
The experience was very fun. I wasn't really a good swimmer, but I'm better.
It's been a very, very engaging summer. The kids have learned a lot about not only tech, but swimming as well as chess.
Learned coding, swimming, emotional intelligence, chess, and they had lots of fun. They really learned to take his time to study, before. So it's really an amazing time.
Parents describe the camping as fulfilling, however, called on government and private organizations to support the initiative to ensure that children are not vulnerable to crimes. In Abuja, Gideon Yohana, NTA News.
Thank you, Gideon. That report brings us to the end of the English segments of the news. Up next is translations. I am Abdullah Hajia. Good evening.
Ama pajaje yesha je wo wona aji ku shagbadai iwa na bai se babada wo mo president of Ayuba wona wa go na baje gai agba bede ba ga benu ko igan za sape soko yi gan benu ko isape mato nagmai ko be lesa nja amato ko be lesa amato abajeda nyanya maraba mato soko luko osi we shegba kakala yi azabo ko baiwo na nyasa igbogbo ayasa shigbe ya asokoro yeku azahognami akushigbejiba Cecilia Julius wada nge zanagmai nge dada biu ali woni shege ya recipe zanagmai woku bedada nge mato gnai bash vi ye bogboto sokolu ko ya abonu ko ye pia bayin baba yi chefna abusi bida sokolu ko atude shiba recipe zanagmai nge dada ali biu wala bogboto ga nge atoji saun ala mato dagbai chela karu agbodo nje sokolu ko ashegiba ko be ku musia mlai inaye na nasara yakun me nje nyapai okufi zakai nje recipe mato da nai ye lashi sagi sai zana manje busi kazim woku daide wokuda ego be wo wono gachia ihe kwashi beje pia kwa yin ko mabo aza owo anyi no be ayi na yasa gbogbo zakai la shi saji aza ta epelo ajba yasa shigbe na asibiti anabaya jesi da ide abuso vida mba gbodogu sọgbọdọ kesi na atụtụ ṣeba baku abapuru nwa olo taye nwanyi mbazi gwamnati enya gbanalo bababatu zoko oluko ya hawaji mba wada ege abapuru da mba nwa zoko patumanya asokoro sapa galadima sapa da gudu kabusa zoko sapa apo sapa mba abewa ababuru da mbanu nji abusu bida zanagma ya garba haruna wada age aza mba ta avi gbogbatu gwamnati yan galuko bawawo bawa eje ba simbe ko yi ba vije minista gbogbatu nu eje yeso wike wala gbogbatu ga nda keke ge amato akada wata balakura ekizida mato soko luko ntiga avi gbogbatu aje ekizida ba amma baji ana baji kuzo yebeji adawo okwe na shekwa asi yi paga shekwa ni jesu saiso
ndị ọma anya wuchekwala ọzọ na nke abalị a ọ bụ m nwoke afọ Chisom ji nke abalị a ka anyị jiri akụkọ ihe mberede okporo ụzọ a malite. Mmadụ atọ nwere nkwarụ dị iche iche dịka ọtụtụ ụgbọala nwere ihe mberede okporo ụzọ n'ogologo okporo ụzọ nyanya banye Maraba n'ụbọchị gara aga ahapụla ụlọ ọgwụ Asokoro ka ọ dị ugbu a ma laa n'ebe obibi ha dị iche iche. Onye ọrụ anyị Cecilia Julius gbatara anyị akụkọ na ndị a nwere nsogbu n'ihe mberede okporo ụzọ a natara ezi nledo anya site n'aka ndị ọrụ nke ụlọ ọgwụ Asokoro, ebe a hụtara na a hapụrụ ha n'ụtụtụ taa dịka ha gosichara ahụike site n'ọgwụgwọ ndị ha natara ka ha jee ebe obibi ha dị iche iche. Onye isi ụlọ ọrụ ala anyị na-ahụ maka nkwụsị ihe mberede okporo ụzọ akpọrọ FRSC Dauda Ali enyela iwu ka akwapụ ụmụ ihe ndị nọchiri okporo ụzọ dịka ọkwọ ụgbọala ukwu na-adọkpụrụ ụgbọala ndị ọzọ nwechara ihe mberede okporo ụzọ nakwa ngafe nke dị na Karu ma gbuo onye ọrụ ha na-akwọ ụgbọala a. N'ozi nke ozipụ ozi nke ụlọ ọrụ Abisi Kazim bịanyere aka na ya kọwara na onye isi nke ụlọ ọrụ a kwupụtara mwute maka ọnwụ nke onye ọkwọ ụgbọala ha ma jiri ohere a kasie ezinụlọ ndị nke a metụtara obi. Ndị ọrụ mgbakọ aka n'ọrụ ntinye n'iwu anwụchiela ma kụrie ihe karịrị ọgbatumtum dị 100 n'ihi ịda iwu ịgba n'okporo ụzọ dị iche iche n'obodo a bụ FCT. Awagimba n'akụkọ a kwuru na onye isi nke ụlọ ọrụ obodo a bụ FCT na-ahụ maka nkwụsị mkpachi nke okporo ụzọ kọwara na onye ọchịchị na-elekọta ọchị obodo etiti ala anyị nyeso nwa ike enyela iwu ka ha kwụsị ọgbatumtum nakwa ọgbatumtum ụkwụ atọ ịgba n'okporo ụzọ dị iche iche n'obodo etiti ala anyị. Otu a ka anyị si pịachie ya na nke abalị a. Ndewo.
ìròyìn ló ń dé sí etí gbọ̀nyìn láti iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún làbújá ọláyínká adéníjì ni oníròyìn. Ènìyàn mẹ́ta tó farapa nínú ìjàmbá mọ́tò tó wáyé ní òpópónà márosẹ̀ yànyà tó lọ sí Maraba ní alẹ́ ọjọ́ Àlàmísì ni wọ́n ti dá sílẹ̀ ní ilé ìwòsàn ìjọba tó wà ní Asokoro gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa Cecilia Julius ṣe jábọ̀. Ọ̀gá àgbà àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ ojú pópó FRSC Dauda Ali ti pàṣẹ wípé kí wọn kí ó ṣàgbékúrò àwọn ọkọ̀ tó ń ṣe ìdíwọ́ máa lọ máa bọ̀ lójú pópó látàrí ìjàmbá mọ́tò tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní orí afárá tó wà ní ìletò Kàrò ní èyí tó ṣokùnfà ikú dẹ́rẹ́bà ọkọ̀ agbégilódò iléeṣẹ́ FRSC lówùúrọ̀ òní ọjọ́ Ẹtì. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan láti ọwọ́ igbákejì ọ̀gá àgbà náà, Bísí Kazeem fi ẹ̀dùn ọkàn rẹ̀ hàn lórí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ láabi ọ̀hún tó sì kẹ́dùn pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹbí àti ọ̀rẹ́ olóògbé náà. Nígbà tí ọkọ̀ agbégilódò ọ̀hún ń làkàkà láti gbé ọkọ̀ mìíràn jáde lójú pópó ní ìjàmbá náà ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ojú ọ̀nà márosẹ̀ tó lọ sí Yàyà Maraba ní èyí tí àwọn ènìyàn mẹ́ta farapa yánnayànna. Ìròyìn ọ̀hún kò ní ju báyìí lọ, ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan láò jí o, ká sùn láyọ̀.